Shall we re-review the movie that's currently being re-released in IMAX?
Interstellar, baby.
Are we doing the same thing?
Sure.
I think you should go first. I think we should do it differently this time. Because how many times have you seen Interstellar? This is your this is your third watch of Interstellar. This is my first. So our thoughts are going to be very different. So I'd like to hear your thoughts first and then we'll go into mine.
I've watched Interstellar 3 times now. Here's my score out of 10.
Yes.
I'm going to count it down because it's fun.
Fun.
3, 2, 1, 10 out of 10.
There it is.
If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you.
That's your first 10 out of 10, 3, 2, 1 on the podcast ever.
Ah!
Is it a top 10 movie for you all time?
Yep. I don't give an F, dude. It's so good. Ah!
Is it your favorite Christopher Nolan film?
Yes! Duh! Bum, bum. The music? Ah, it's so good. Oh, I loved every second of it. I saw it with Josh Van Battenberg. Like every about 5 seconds, we just looked over each other and we were like, mm-hmm. Yeah, oh, yeah.
And it's his favorite movie of all time.
Oh, it's so good. Mm-hmm. Seeing it that big, the stars and the IMAX and the space stuff. It's so good. It's impossible. No, it's necessary. Yeah. Love it. Love everything about it.
Do you have a single complaint?
It's a tad long in 1 or 2 spots. I think the ending, once everything's done, he does the stuff, he does the bookshelf, and then he gets put back. And then there's like another 20 minutes for some reason. That goes on a little too long, but whatever. But the highs totally make up for it. Mm-hmm. So I don't care. Mm-hmm. But overall, like the pacing of it overall is amazing.
Solid.
Come on, TARS. Come on. I want a TARS. I want one. I want a TARS. I want one bad. The twists. The first time I saw it, I really, 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 really liked it. And then I went home and I showed it to my family. This is the first time I've seen it in the theaters, obviously. Solidified. Looked good. The spinning.
Did you see it in beautiful 70 millimeter?
I saw it at the Chinese theater downtown. So I don't know what that
definitely did. Nice.
And
I also saw it
we
in
were
IMAX 70 millimeter.
Middle of the theater. Dude. I love movies. I love it. That's all I have to say. 10 out of 10. I was like 40 minutes into the movie, and I turned to Josh and was like, I can't wait for this to be over so I can open Letterboxd and just smack that 5 out of 5 stars, dude. I was looking forward to it.
I'm very happy for you, Andrew. All right.
I don't want to do this.
That was a beautiful review of Interstellar, and I am going to now review for the first time in the history of my life. I will be giving a score for a movie that stars Timothée Chalamet.
Doesn't even star.
Yeah, he's barely in it. He really is barely in it. I know people have been telling me all my life, you really should see Interstellar. He's really barely in it. People have offered to Photoshop him out. He's really barely in it. He has 2 scenes at most.
Yep.
Okay. Here's my score for Interstellar, and I do have caveats immediately after saying this. Here's my review for Interstellar. 3, 2, 1. As of right now, after my first watch in IMAX and beautiful 70 millimeter, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm sorry. I think there's a lot of really tremendous stuff in Interstellar. The highs of Interstellar are really high. You mentioned the docking scene. I think Matt Damon is incredible. I think the whole cast, McConaughey, obviously incredible. Anne Hathaway, incredible. You brought up TARS. I love those robots. They're the fucking best. I love them. I loved watching them. Loved that. And like you brought up, seeing it in IMAX, beautiful 70 millimeter, it's by far the best looking movie I've seen this year. Not that that should be a surprise, but that movie looks incredible. Every second of every frame is gorgeous. There's really, really, really a lot to love.
Finn McMissel's in it.
He is, Michael Caine, yeah. And he's great in it too. I've been told this is a movie that needs multiple watches. So I know people are going to be like, you'll see it again, and then you'll see it again, and then it'll be your favorite movie of all time. That's what many people I know have experienced. But I just don't get it. The science, the actual science of the black hole, everything that happens once he's in the black hole makes no sense to me. My brain, it doesn't work. We broke our rule, and I talked to you about this the night I came home from seeing it in the theater, and I just, it doesn't, and I've thought about it, and then I've thought about it, and then I stopped thinking about it, because I guess the movie didn't leave a lasting enough impression on me for me to be thinking about it 24/7 since I saw it, which everybody like says should be the thing. When I saw Across the Spider-Verse, I thought about it for a month straight. When I saw Oppenheimer, I thought about it. I thought about it like almost every day after I saw it. Even though I didn't think it was the best thing in the world, that movie left an impression on me that Interstellar, as of right now, as of my first watch, just hasn't. The night I saw it, I was like, this science doesn't really make sense to me. And then the only time I've thought about it otherwise is when I was preparing for this review. It hasn't left that life-altering impression that I feel like everybody else gets from it. That I feel like everybody else gets from multiple viewings. So maybe I need to watch it again. Maybe I will. It won't be happening anytime soon because, like you mentioned, it is a long one. But like I said, the highs of that movie are really, really high. But I think a lot of that movie hinges on you maybe not understanding, but like really, really caring about the black hole scene. And I don't care about the black hole scene because I do not get it. It does not make sense in my head. And that's my review of Interstellar. Do you have a rebuttal to that?
What would you like to talk about?
In Interstellar? I just like, obviously you have no problem with the black hole scene. So would you like to talk about that? And
Sure. What's your question?
I have a big problem understanding the bookshelf scene in the black hole in Interstellar. I have a big problem understanding it because he is doing things that he knows have happened, thinking it is going to give a different outcome.
Okay, so your problem is his motivation? Like, why is he doing it?
My problem is his thought process in the moment.
Okay, I think that's a little nitpicky given the fact that he doesn't really know what's going on.
But he does, because he's moving the books knowing he's doing Morse code.
Correct.
He's got the wherewithal enough to do that.
Right, but think about what he's been through and what he is experiencing for the first time. He doesn't know exactly what he's doing. He doesn't know what effect it's going to have. He left his daughter, technically, 27 years ago or whatever it is.
But for him, it's like a week.
Correct, but not even that. He was in hypersleep for some of that.
But he's
right?
not awake for that. That's a 2-year trip, but he wasn't awake for that.
Correct, but you have to think what he has been through. He has watched his daughter grow up on camera. He has gone to 3 different planets. He has gone through a black hole. He has gone through sleep, hypersleep. He's done all of that. He has shot himself through a black hole. He knows he's probably going to die or never see his daughter again. It doesn't really bother me that he sees himself leaving his daughter in this 4th, 5th dimension that he doesn't understand what's happening. And his immediate thought is to try and stop that version of himself. He doesn't know if it's himself or the past or what exactly is happening. I just want that guy to be with his daughter, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make that happen in this moment. No, that doesn't really bother me that he didn't think it through like, oh, this isn't going to have an effect.
But he already knows that Morse coded stay because that happened a week and a half ago for him. Like, so he definitely, there's no way he doesn't remember that. That's my problem. Is I understand what you're saying, but like, I still don't agree with you because it's like, that doesn't make sense to me that he tries any of the things that he already knows happens. He's like, give me the coordinates for NASA. And he does that with the sand. He knows he was going to do that. None of that makes sense to me. Like, why? Yeah. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, but it doesn't bother me. It just doesn't.
And okay.
There's no reason for him not to do it.
Why does he send the coordinates to NASA, by the way? So that he can go and work for NASA so that he can leave. But then 2 seconds later, he wants her to stay. He wants him to stay. Do you know what I'm saying? Why that confuses me?
The stay was before, no? Could have sworn the stay was before.
Then why does he send the coordinates of NASA?
Because that's after.
The coordinates of NASA is first. Because that's the sand from the dust storm.
Correct.
and then the stay is after, right before he's supposed to leave.
In the timeline, but is that the way he does it, like in the fifth dimension? I don't know if that's correct. But either way. So you're saying...
Like, everything in that scene, I was doing what you did during The Last Jedi. I was just like, you lost me. I don't get what's happening here, and I don't understand why he's making any decision that he makes in that. Yeah, and like he's crying, and he's like, no, don't go. And I guess I'm supposed to care. And I cried earlier in the movie, and then I almost cried later in the movie. So like I know I'm supposed to care when he's doing that. I don't at all, because it doesn't make sense to me what he's doing. What he's doing doesn't make sense to me, and then I don't understand his motivations.
You're expecting this man who has just fallen into a completely different dimension to like understand what is happening. He has watched his daughter grow up on a screen who hates him. And he thinks he's never going to see her again. And he sees a vision of what he has gone through. And he doesn't want it to happen because he knows what's about to happen after that. He knows what he has gone through. And he's screaming that he doesn't want it to happen emotionally. You want him to think logically as he's floating in a fourth dimension and understand everything exactly that's happening? I think that's unfair to him.
I think your explanation of... we'll stop talking about it after this, but I think you just being your explanation away for the only rebuttal you have for me in this entire scene is just like, really? You're thinking too much of this guy, this fucking genius who has solved every problem in this movie so far, who's like...
Wait, and he continues to solve a problem in that scene.
Exactly. So your one rebuttal to me where I have a problem where it doesn't make sense to me that he knows, because I feel like that guy should know what the fuck's going on. Your only rebuttal to me is, God, that's unfair for you to expect him to understand what the fuck's going on. I think that's a completely
fine rebuttal.
When yes, he's in the fifth dimension, but he's witnessing things that have happened in his real life a week ago for his time. Like,
Sure, and if you witness something in your life that you hated and you're seeing it in a fifth dimension, you don't think you'd scream and say, please don't do that? But that's like,
my problem is that no, don't go. I don't have a problem with him doing that. That actually makes sense to me. I just didn't care because his actions right before that don't make any sense to me because he's doing the exact things to send him away. That's what he did. Like, so it doesn't, and he knows he's doing that because he remembers it because it was a week ago. He remembers the sand, and he does the sand to send him to the exact place that's going to send him into space away from his daughter. That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, maybe I need to see it again because everybody and their mother says you need to see it again. And I'm not saying this is something I want to drive home. I'm not saying this is a bad movie. This is a great movie. Christopher Nolan is my favorite filmmaker by far. And this is a great example of what he can do behind the camera. This movie is gorgeous. Some of the best. Matt Damon is incredible in this movie. Matthew McConaughey, the docking scene is incredible. The robots are awesome. I love him. The Miller's Planet sequence is incredible.
You know about the music?
Yeah, every time
every tick
is a day. Sick. Yeah, like there's some incredible stuff.
What do you think about her decision to try and get the thing and it cost them 27 years? Do you blame her?
That's brutal. But here's my take on it. Everybody is at major faults there. Because it's her fault because it costs them all that time.
Sure.
But it's his fault because he's like, oh, we have to save you. Don't save her because they let the other guy die. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not like he's like, we have to save everybody. He just says we have to save her because he lets the other guy die.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So it's all of their fault.
Sure. Yeah, I've never like blamed her entirely for that scene.
Dude, it's brutal when she says she just died minutes ago. Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal.
For her, yeah.
That is brutal.
Like, how did the wreckage stay together? Yeah, it was probably like she landed less than an hour ago.
Brutal. That's really cool. I liked that a lot. That was really brutal. What do you think about the decisions on which planet? Whether they're going to go to Man or whether they're going to go to her boyfriend?
Yeah, well, you see her boyfriend's dead at the end anyways.
Yeah. But that was a livable planet because she takes off her helmet.
Yeah. But, I mean, there was no way for them to know that Matt Damon was lying.
No. And he kept sending the thing so that they would come get him.
Yeah. He's insane, by the way. His scene where he starts tweaking and he's like, I'm sorry, I can't watch. Are you seeing your children? Like, he's just like losing it. He's like, I'm doing this for all of us. It's like, no, you're freaking not.
He's great. He's incredible in this movie. That's my favorite part of the movie by far is right before they leave. Anne Hathaway's like, I'm not scared of nature. Nature isn't evil. A lion isn't evil for tearing a gazelle to shreds. It's just hungry. Nature, there's nothing out there that will kill us that is evil. Matt Damon's evil. Love that. I fucking love that. Love that so much. That's by far my favorite thing about Interstellar.
I also like, I'm getting this more on third watch, I guess, but like her monologue about love and why we should go to Edmund's planet and like maybe there's some sort of non-quantifiable thing about love that's making me want to go across the universe to him. Like maybe that means something or whatever. And that's what saves them all is Cooper's connection with Murph. And like, she didn't know why she needed to go back to that room. She didn't in this thing, he was able to kind of just like find her and like use love to kind of save the universe. It's good. It's good. I like it.
There's a lot of really... Oh, we can add somebody to the list of terrible dads with Omni-Man and Adam Eve's dad and all those other dads. Dude, Casey Affleck's a terrible dad. He's just going to let his wife and kid die.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say Michael Caine. He let his daughter go to space.
Awful dad as well. But he's a less awful dad because he actually sent his daughter to live. You know what I'm saying? He's a terrible person, but he's not an awful dad.
Yeah, because I guess those people technically are going to live.
Correct.
Yeah, he's just killing literally everybody else on the planet.
Correct. He's a terrible person, not a terrible dad. Casey Affleck lost a kid and is like, I will lose my wife and kid
just
as well
here?
To be a farmer.
Like
That's very Adam Eve's dad. Very Adam Eve's dad.
Yeah. Also, Eddie Brock's in there.
Yeah. Topher Grace. Yeah. When I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Look at him. I guess it should have surprised me. It's a fucking Nolan movie, but that was great. Number one thing I wanted to talk about going into this review, though, I do want to say, all my life, it has been the biggest question about Interstellar for me, has been everybody I speak to that has seen it, sans Alex Coleman, is the only person that's come on this podcast and ever said anything negative about Interstellar. Otherwise, it's like Soup's favorite movie of all time. It's one of your favorite movies of all time. It's our good friend Josh's favorite movie of all time. Everybody that I know that has seen Interstellar is like, it's a masterpiece. It's one of the best movies of all time, etc., etc. All my life, one of the biggest questions for me has been, how the fuck does this movie have a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes? I now know the answer to that question because 100% critics saw Interstellar and they have the same problem I have. And they just never watched it again. There were a bunch of people that were like, yeah, the science is too sciencey for me. I don't get the science. I don't like it.
Have you seen Rotten Tomatoes reviews that say that, or you're just assuming?
I'm assuming, but like all my life, I've wondered how on earth could this movie be this, you hear Matthew McConaughey in interviews where he says, people come up to me every day saying Interstellar is their favorite movie of all time. He said, I get that comment more than anything else ever. And then you look at the comments of that video and it's all people being like, yes, Interstellar is my favorite movie of all time. So I'm thinking like it's literally talked about by people I talk to, like The Godfather, which has a high 90% Rotten Tomatoes score, or Citizen Kane, which has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and all these like legendary movies. Interstellar is talked about like it's those movies. And all my life, I'm like, what did the critics not like about it in 2014 that they gave it a 75%? Now that I've seen it once, I understand. Because maybe I'll like it more on rewatch, maybe I won't, I don't know. But I understand what they were thinking in 2014 because that's very much what I'm thinking now is like, yes, there's all these great things in Interstellar, but the science just doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Well, does the science not make sense or just the motivations? Because you never brought up the science.
The science is a big part of it as well. But I understand that that's just science. You know what I'm saying? The motivations I can more clearly poke holes in versus, okay, so who's the they? Right? Because they keep talking about the they are the people that are communicating with them. And then he's like, oh, they made it for us. They're these fifth dimensional beings or this or that created this world that he could see in his mind. That's the library with the books and this and that. None of that makes any fucking sense to me. But I don't know if that'll get better on rewatch, or maybe on rewatch I won't even care, or it'll still be a problem on rewatch. But the science of that doesn't make any fucking sense to me, that he goes through a black hole and he's now in this other dimension where he's seeing stuff in his own life and he's affecting the past, which now he's going to affect the present, and can it affect the future? And my head is going to start hurting if I think about it in that level of detail. Does that make sense? None of that science makes any sense to me. The reason I didn't bring that up originally is because I can have problems with his motivations more clearly than just saying the science doesn't make sense. You know?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Does the science make sense to you, or you just kind of, you don't care because it's such a great movie otherwise?
No, I think it's one of the only other movies like Endgame where I appreciate what they did with time travel, and they did it in a way that was creative and logical enough to me that I actually really liked it. It wasn't just Prisoners of Azkaban. I'm using this time turner to go back into the same timeline, and now there's two of me, and there's some sort of paradox. There's still some paradoxical stuff with this a little bit, but like, it's way better the way they did it than just Back to the Future or Prisoners of Azkaban, in my opinion.
Yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban's a great example for what my problem is with the motivation thing. Because Prisoner of Azkaban, every single thing that happens, you understand the reason why they're doing it. For example, why did they get hit with the rocks in the back of their head? So they could notice that the minister and Dumbledore and the executioner were coming. Why did she howl? Why was there a howl to save them from Wolfman, Lupin? Oh, that was Hermione to save his life, right? Their motivations in the time turner scenes all make sense to me because they are always helping their past selves. Mm-hmm. This doesn't make any sense to me because it is a Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban situation where he is seeing something and he is acting on it in the past. But in my opinion, as I just explained to you, the way he's acting doesn't make sense to me because the way he's acting is what sent him there in the first place. In that moment.
But he is helping. He does three things. One of them isn't to help, the stay one. But the coordinates and the not Morse code, the binary watch thing is to help.
The binary watch thing for sure. But I don't know the how is the coordinates helping? The coordinates is what sends him away.
He wouldn't be there if he didn't do that.
Exactly. He doesn't want to be there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Two of the three. The only one that you really have a problem with is the stay.
I have a problem with the coordinates. Why is he given the coordinates? That's what sent him to the place in the first place. That's what got him to leave his daughter. Just don't send those fucking coordinates, and then he never sees the coordinates. He never knows to go to NASA.
Right. So, okay. But then...
So I have those two problems. I don't have a problem with the watch. The watch makes perfect sense. That's another thing. But that one I had less problem with because it was after is, okay, they're in a black hole, and being in the black hole gives them a number that they can help solve an equation. That I don't think about that too hard because I'm not no science person. Like I don't understand science. So like, fine, you could do that, but that also doesn't make any sense to me. But if that was my only problem with this movie, I probably would give it a 10 out of 10. Like that's not something big enough for me to care. And I also don't understand the ending where they're on Saturn. They're on the rings of Saturn.
Yeah. So that one,
that doesn't make any sense to me because why couldn't they live on Saturn before?
Okay. Yeah. So this is something I think I only got on third watch. The probes that they sent out through the black hole to find the planets.
Yeah.
There was plan A and plan B. Plan B was the colony. Plan A was getting everyone else there. Yeah. The way they were getting everyone else there was the whole centrifuge thing. And they say this whole building is something that he built. But to make it work, they need the algorithm about gravity.
Yeah.
So what they're living on is that, I think. That's why it's circular. They're near Saturn. And they've solved the equation, so now they could get all the humans up there to get them through the black hole eventually.
Solves that problem
yeah.
for me completely.
But I think I was with you the first time I watched it. I was like, I don't know what the frick this thing is.
What is this thing?
I might be wrong.
Okay, if that's a spaceship that they're all on, I have no problem with that. That makes sense. Because they said they were like orbiting Saturn. I'm like, what the fuck is Saturn got to...
Yeah.
How the fuck did they find a place to live on Saturn? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so maybe I love it on rewatch.
No, I think that's a valid point. I think I would be very interested to see what the comments have to say about your problem.
Yeah, if I'm completely wrong, please let me know, because otherwise I loved this movie. Mm-hmm. As of right now, it does not rank among my highest for Nolan's.
Interesting.
My favorite Nolan by far is Dark Knight. Then second place is Inception. Third place is Batman Begins. Fourth place is Tenet. Fifth place is Oppenheimer. I probably put Interstellar in sixth place, just above The Prestige, which is a great movie, but I am tad lower on The Prestige than everybody else.
I do like The Prestige.
Of course, you like The Prestige, Mr. Magician.
I am who I am.
Yes.
No, it makes sense. The science makes sense to me. If it doesn't, but it doesn't bother you. But yeah, the motivation is an interesting point I've never heard anyone talk about. Yeah,
it's just like, why is he doing that? Why is he giving the coordinates? That was losing my mind. It's like I get it that has to happen because he's the ghost. I get that, but it doesn't make sense as to why he would be the ghost to me. Because all the advice he gives, other than stay, sends him there.
Yeah, so you think he's just being a little contradictory because he gives them the coordinates and then immediately after is like, don't go. And it's another problem for me. Now, there's certainly the argument, the 2 years of hyperspace, he forgot about it, or this or that. But in my opinion, this movie is not the longest time period in the world. Like for Matthew McConaughey, he hasn't aged too much. He hasn't aged a year. So it's not like it happened a year ago. And you watch her 30 minutes before in the movie say, look, I solved the Morse code. It says stay. And he doesn't acknowledge her. You see her say that to him, and you see him be like, I'm still going. So why, you know that it's going to say stay, so why would you even try that? Yeah, that one doesn't bother me. Because that doesn't bother you because he doesn't know.
Because you're like, it's a fifth dimensional, so he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's trying his hardest to do anything.
Yeah, and he's just emotional seeing the decision that changed him and his daughters their entire life. Of course, he's going to try to do something else. That doesn't bother me. What might bother me if I don't get an explanation for it is if he did the coordinates first and then immediately after was like, stay. That's a little contradictory.